it's Drax Fantastic. Today we're going to look at a game called City Tales Medieval Era. This game has a lot of similarities to other medieval city builders that are out there right now. Foundation comes to mind, Manor Lords, Settlements Rising, all of these games I've played, and I'm a huge fan of city builders. I think what sets this one apart, it has 2 or 3 game mechanics that I don't think I've seen before in other games. This is a 2-hour demo that I played, and I played all 2 hours. I got to the end and I was like, it's over? No! So today, let's jump in. I'll show you a bit of the gameplay. I'll point out a couple of the cool game mechanics that I think are different and what set it apart from the others. I don't know if it's better than the games that I mentioned, but it sure is a lot of fun. I personally think this is an add to your wish list. All right, let's start a new city. Hi, it's Drax. This is the part at the beginning of the video that everyone skips. For those of you that didn't jump forward, enjoy watching and listening. Might you consider supporting me further by visiting my Ko-fi or clicking on the join button on this video? All right, that's it. Back to the video. The art style is cartoonish, I think would be the best way to describe it, but it's very pleasant. The tutorial guides you through the opening of the game and doesn't hold your hand too much. Weaves a story in, which is one of my favorite things about games. I like where the tutorial becomes part of the story and isn't just simply do this to do this to do this. Build your first shelter. All right, this is something I can do. To build our first shelter, we're gonna need to get some wood. So we're gonna build a woodcutter's cabin. And you'll see here that it's got like an area of influence, and you can see as we move along, it'll tell you how many trees are in the area to cut down. I've seen this mechanic in a couple of different games, but I think it does it very well. 400, 500, I don't know, what do we think? Somewhere in here, maybe. I mean, this looks great. We'll do 475. Ah, perfect. Now, my liege, those trees won't fell themselves, but I'm sure one of your companions will rise to the challenge. So this is one of the mechanics in the game that I absolutely love, and I wish every game would do this. So instead of assigning villagers to work in whatever building, you assign a companion, and they then train up the people to work there, and then they move on, and then the building just runs on its own. So instead of like micromanaging all the different people in and out, it's basically like put a little time in, train them how to do it, and then they'll continue to work. And I love it. He's gonna basically tell us the same thing right here. So if we click, and then we click here, we can pick anybody. I'm gonna pick the first person. Look at this guy. Thanks for trusting me. I promise I won't let you down. He's going to start training everybody, and when he's done training them, we'll be able to remove him, and then it'll just work on its own. I'm telling you, it is one of the coolest mechanics I've seen, and I guess if you've seen something similar to this, like, oh, Drax, this was in a different game, I hadn't seen it, and it just blew my mind. All right, now we can build houses because we have wood coming in. It's showing us how to do it. A couple of games I've played sort of have this same mechanic, but I enjoyed this too. At first, I was like, it's a little tedious, but once you get going, it's really a lot of fun. So we'll do what it wants us to do here. We'll click, and we can put it anywhere we want. I'm trying to think here. Let's... And then it'll tell you if it can go. We have that, so we can do it. And you can see immediately someone started building a house. You see the guy's gonna come over and he's gonna start building it. And we can keep building these as we want to, but we're not going to yet. And that's always just available. You can just keep building zones. Well done, my liege, your settlers have arrived. Let's invest in lumber mills and produce sturdy planks. So I'm gonna pause the game just a second here and just go through, like, at the top, we've got the basic fare for menus, showing you the resources you have. You can change what's in the bar. I've seen this in a number of games too, and I really like it. So you can decide what you wanna track up there, what you wanna see. But then hovering will also just show you the numbers. Build some planks. The lumber mill will be your first step towards the city of your dreams, my liege. The city of my dreams. Allowed to produce sturdy planks, yep. We also need foliage and money for the construction, but right now we have enough resources and coin to produce. The lumber mill does not rely on nearby buildings or natural resources. This part of the game is, you've played a lot of these city builders where like if you're gonna build something, it also needs to have like a church and a bar close by. This game does that. This is another one of these things I don't particularly like about these kind of games. Let me decide where I'm gonna put it, but it does it in a way that doesn't feel too constrictive. But I still don't like it. Something about it just feels so puzzly. So puzzly and less like city builder-ish. All right, so let's put down a lumber mill. And we can put it in here. Beautiful work, my liege. You ordered to build a lumber mill in this district. Our villagers shall decide the exact location within the area. If there are empty parcels in the district, they'll be selected. Basically, like, when you have to place a building inside of a district, if there's empty space, then it will place it. If there's not, then it'll replace houses. And that's not the end of the world, because then you can just create another district or they'll move to another district. All right, the lumber mill is done. We can click on this and it's the same process. We'll just pick the next person in line and they'll start working in the lumber mill. If you build a building and no one gets assigned, after a little while, it'll bring up a little thing in the top right saying, hey, this building doesn't have anybody in it. Do you want to assign somebody? For some of this other stuff, we're going to need rope, which means we're going to need a weaving workshop. And we can throw that in here and you can see it replace one of the houses. I think we can build another district. Get that rolling so the houses keep rolling in. And then it won't let you, I could have shown you, but it won't let you get too close to their district. It's almost kind of leaving a path in between. This is another one of these really cool games where they make their own paths. You don't have to build the roads, they do it themselves. We can see this is ready to go now, and we can click and they'll start weaving. I'd like to get a gatherer. I don't know which we should do first here. Let's see what the hunter, so the hunter works just like with the wood. As you go into like the forest, you can see the number of animals is going up. What do we got? 18, 20? I think this might be it right here. So let's put that there. Your leadership is inspiring, my liege. But let's not rest on our laurels just yet. There's still a lot to be done. I know. Upgrade 5 shelters and satisfied occupants. We've seen this in a number of city builders where you've got to fulfill the people. You have to fulfill these certain things to go to the next level. This is where the puzzle part of it comes in. But I've played a number of these type of games and this one just does it right. I don't know how to explain it, but it never seems like I'm fighting against the game. It just seems like, oh, okay, I need these things. I'll build these things close by. We'll move some stuff around. It does it very well. All right, so it's saying you're going to need a water 1, a trader 1, and then we're going to need some of this. We're going to need some berries and some venison. These are all things that are going to be easy to come by. Easy to come by, Drax says. All right, Weaver Shop and Lumber Mill's going. Let's do a Gatherer's Hut next, and this one works just like that. So we got like 90 there. Oh, did you see that? It was like 100. 105. I saw it. Yeah, let's put that out there. I know it's far, but it won't be far. The city will fill in, trust me. Trust me. As you can see, my liege, you may order the construction or building in a district, even if it's not already full. However, we'll need to take down one of the more modest houses to make room. Yeah, we already know this. I'm gonna put the well here, I think. And they're gonna put it here. That'll start building. And then we can click in. This one says they're going to need fish, so let's build the fisher hut too. Let's build the fisher hut. Fish, yes. Cool. See, hunter cabin lacks workforce, so we can click that. My liege, now that you've finished the well, I must bring your attention to the most pressing matter. While the water well is a simple structure, it's crucial to our town's development. I know. So now it's saying we can hover on the edge of a district to get more information. And if we do that, we can see the radius. So what it's saying here is like everybody inside this radius will now have access to this well. So you can see that it didn't necessarily place it in the best spot. We're gonna need to build another well probably on the other side, but it's fine, totally fine. Here you can see total numbers of parcels within the district. You can see the influence of effect, and you can see the summary of the upgrades. And then, of course, the total number of residents. Hunter cabin lacks workforce. Let's put somebody in there.
Yes.
Yes. And then the berries need it also.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, all right. You can see under civics, we have a trading plaza and a chapel now. The fisher cabin needs a workforce. We can click and add. That's our last companion. It's good news. We used our last companion on the fisherman hut, and now the woodcutter is going to tell us that they're ready to move on to their next assignment. Remember that cabin you had me work in? Well, I've made a few adjustments. You're gonna like them. All right, so he took the time to train an apprentice, and it means that now this building will run on its own. And he's also an experienced gatherer, and he can further hone his skills in the field and become a specialist, or you may assign him to another task. So if he stays here, which he probably won't, he'll keep getting better at gathering. But now you can see this little arrow right here. The building will work even without a companion inside, which I think is genius. It removes the micromanaging of the people in buildings, which a lot of these games have, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. We're gonna leave him there until we need him. We need to upgrade 5 houses. So you can see we're close. We need a church. And we'll do something like this. Let's do that. And then let's come in here and put a chapel. And we'll put a trading plaza here. And see how that works out. There's the church. And you can see as soon as the church was finished, some of these houses here started getting arrows. This means we can upgrade them. It doesn't cost us money to upgrade houses. We just have to have all of this on hand to upgrade, which we do. And when we do, they're going to start generating money, which is what we want. So we can click here, here, and I'm just going to upgrade until I can't. My liege, a few villagers have expressed their gratitude for the new houses you built for them. They're eager to see what's next. Speaking of which, my liege, I believe it's time to begin to dream bigger. Wooden houses, stone houses, a quarry. Upgrade 3 cottages, gather some stone, and you can see down here on the bottom right. And then we've got a bunch of new buildings that have unlocked. We've got a stone quarry, just like the other buildings. If we find stone, we can see it here being highlighted, and we can see the number going up, 450. I'm gonna put that right there. And then we've got some other new buildings, a linen farm, a cattle farm, and a wheat farm. I wanna show you this just as soon as we get some stone in the door. We've got a rustic tavern where we can make porridge. Here's another beautiful thing about this game that is very small, but is something that I talk about a lot. And that is when you go to build or buy something in a game and it gives you what you need to do, there's so many games where you go to hover on what it is and it doesn't tell you what it is. And this game does an excellent job of allowing you to come up and hover on what everything is. Planks, foliage, porridge, milk. It's so good. I love it. More games need to realize that, like, I can't tell what it is just by looking at the picture sometimes. And then here we've got performance and a pharmacy. And if we come in and click on these buildings, we can now see, look, performance, pharmacy. We're going to need stone. We're going to need fish and berries and some tiles, which means we're going to start digging clay at some point. The stone quarry lacks a workforce. All right, so now we know that all of our companions are in, so we're gonna need to pull somebody out. We know that the wood chopper is not needed. You can actually see from here that the other 2 buildings now are also automatic. Oh, and this one just automatic too. So we can pull him
out
and he'll become the stone worker now. If we hop over to the wood, look, it's running. It's producing wood. Ha! Isn't it amazing? Another really cool thing that I've seen in many games, you can pick up this building and move it. So let's say we were to cut down all the wood or we ran out of the resource in the area, you can simply just pick it up and move it and it rebuilds it. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. There's so many quality of life mechanics in this game, obviously designed by a gamer who's played a lot of these city builders. Stones gathered 6 to 15. Let's do a wheat farm. Would you like to try your hand at agriculture, my liege? I would. Saying this is what it's going to cost, and then of course that it has no requirement. This one works just like laying out zones. You can see here where the green is where the land is fertile. Put it right up against the mountain here. And we'll go like this. No fertile soil. Looks like I came into some unfertile soil there. Okay, there we go. Click. Here's the farm, and we need to put somebody inside. We can reassign, because the plank house is already running on its own. We'll reassign them. Judith will come in and help us out. And now we're producing wheat. Wheat. So this is the basic start of the game. And you've seen some of those mechanics I talked about, and the one that I really, really like is the companion. I just love that there's no micromanaging the people in and out and that you can just keep moving them or keep them there and they just get better at it and produce more. So let's jump forward to the game I played just about 2.5 hours so I can show you some of the cool buildings that you'll get as you move forward in the game. All right, here we are, two hours in. I've got 1,000 people. And you can see I basically laid out in the same way I did in the first half here. Here's the city center. You continue to upgrade and build from just the one building to multiple buildings. You can see I've upgraded a bunch of buildings to level 3, and you can see they've got very cool tile roofs. The art style is so great. Each one of my districts is set up, and there's some min-maxing I think that could go on here, but I've just sort of like organically drawn them and tried to stick them into the little places where I have room. Here's my farming down here. Look at the beauty of the linen farm. I love the purple. And then of course you get to build a castle. Come on. It's so cool. The game is City Tales Medieval Era. Go and wishlist this game. Happy to have your comments. Tell me I'm wrong. You've seen all these systems before. There's nothing new, but I don't think that's true. I've played a number of these, and this one is a standout. All right, as always, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon. The video's over. Now it's time for you to do your part. Follow, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.